And we're going to be here on St. Marie Glace, probably the textbook competitive match viewed or map viewed as one of the most balanced ones. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how we got here. As far as the standings go, we are going to be watching the 116th and the 501st battle out. 501st actually came in on the wild card match. We saw them a little bit earlier in the season. They had the upset win against Odd Company OC, and now they're probably going against the undefeated 116th. If you're coming from Das Altberg's channel, you probably just watched the STB and Pi take on 82nd. Winner of this match, this is a best out of two, hence you see the playoff or the pick bands. We're going to be bringing one round today and a second round tomorrow on DOS. Meanwhile, we'll flip on over for us on this channel, and we'll catch the other round. But for this one, they're each going to be playing St. Mary Greece one side. Today, 116th is going to be Allies. Next game, they're going to be on Axis, and we are actually just a couple minutes to start from here. Let's go ahead and pull back up the key success here on St. Mary Greece. And I know, Mono, you put out a video about this map. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah, the key, I think, getting a good start is obviously key in basically every map. And there are a few key areas around the church, like the south side, like the north side. Around there's a bunch of different courtyards and buildings that you can get into that provide a really good access into church. I think that's going to depend, on which middle point we get. So we'll have to see about that. And we did see last match. I think it was 101. That had some problems with their armor and infantry coordination, which this is a decent map for tanks. So, but it's also easy to destroy tanks, especially within the town where, an AT guy can easily get around you.
Or even up north on Hospice there. Yep.
Yeah, so coordination between tank and infantry is paramount.
And then finally, those garrisons, gotta get those garrisons nailed down. I was gonna say, let's go ahead and pull up a little bit of strat sketch. We've kind of beaten this one to death. Looking at the 3 points here in the middle, which one do you want to see most?
I'm gonna say church.
Church?
I'm gonna say church. Yeah, I really like the fights that you get along the church. I think it's a really interesting point to fight. Or Hospice. Checkpoint, it's not my favorite. But I think both Hospice and St. Marie are just incredible points to fight over.
Yeah, I really, really do enjoy Hospice on this one. I'm going to go ahead and actually flip us over here to Hospice. I love this. I love this fight. How this map this point really kind of breaks up, even though it's up on the northern side of the point. It really breaks down into kind of like three main quadrants: a northwest quadrant, a southwest quadrant, and a southeast quadrant around that. So there's multiple ways to come in and attack from there. Multiple areas you got to defend. 501st is actually going to be coming from the west. Now, I did say that they're the underdogs, but don't let that discourage you because they were the underdogs going against OC. If it is Hospice, expect to see that this point actually favor the 116th because of the transport truck. If we go down south, checkpoint on the south side does favor 501st because that transport truck spawns in the bottom left side. But either way, I think this is going to be a really, really good match to watch.
Hopefully it is. Hospice is one of the this map is one of the greatest ones in the game for sure. And hopefully the teams, get at each other for quite some time, and we see some action here, some back and forth. Hopefully,
Now we say hopefully because if you caught in on the last video that we put out or last stream, the 1AD actually got a great opening. Got the supply truck in the middle. Was on church. They captured the church first. And then just didn't hold on to key points, and there was a red zone garrison that popped up behind and just quickly steamrolled it. It was about a 20-minute match, definitely not the way 1AD would have liked to go out, But what might be a little bit different on this, so even though the Greyhound Cup is a 35 versus 35, here we actually got both these teams brought their complete rosters.
Que nadie se suba a casas ni nada, Que nadie
I
enseñe.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
So we're actually see...
I'm gonna just check it in on it. So wait on the a little bit more. So we're at 42-41. So going to be a few more on that. Those just that one extra squad coming in can add. Actually, it would be 40-40 because we're counting as spectators on this one. But just as one extra squad to be able to make sure to have that backline defense, lock down those red zone garrisons, that's going to be huge on these maps.
Yeah, definitely. Having like the 35 versus 35 format is obviously, it makes it much more playable as a team not to have to rely on the entire roster. But yeah, definitely one. It definitely hampers strategy and tactics in the way that you don't really see it in a usual match.
Yeah, it's the trying to get the right percentages of, if you've got 50, kind of the default is 2 people back on defense. At a 35v35, it's not always just, just not 2 people, but 2 squads back on defense. You got to ratio that down. And even then, that squad has to be very mobile, moving around that active sector, looking for those red zone garrisons. This Greyhound Cup started in Update 9. So when you talk about making the meta, these competitive teams have figured out the optimal meta for Update 9 so far.
We've seen a lot of airheads, a lot of garrisons in red zones. Launching attacks or even surprise garrisons in red zones, the ninja garrisons, being able to really upset and change, the flow of a match. Like we said, like we had a match end in 20 minutes because one of the teams had a garrison placed by one of the recon teams, and that was kind of the end of the game for that. So hopefully we don't get that again here. Hopefully both teams are going to be watching out for, supply drops and airheads, and we get a nice, clean, feet on the ground type of fight, if you will.
Indeed. So we are just waiting for the last people to jump in right now on the match. I think for me, the red zone garrison is definitely something that will kind of this is what we call in the business filler time. But I think the best success that we've seen with those red zone garrisons is not putting them in the active sector, but putting in the active sector adjacent. So if you're trying to put them, right into the strong point or drop a supply drop there or something of that nature, these competitive teams are going to be able to realize it. It's the ones that maybe get a little bit off the beaten path. I'm actually going to let's go ahead and flip a little bit over to Strat Sketch here, because I want to go ahead. We're going to have a little fun while we're doing this. So say we're right here between Sainte Marie Glace. We'll go ahead and drop a list. This is one of our active sectors here. And let's say another one is Route de Arras, kind of set up for those two. One of the key things that I want to see, and this teams maintain, is this line between the 2 points. Being able to push out from there and hold around. Well, we're going to go right to something of that nature. What I see teams trying to do, and it's a mistake with the red zone garrisons, is that they'll drop them somewhere over here, which is good, but then before you know it, you suddenly have so many of your forces behind the point, and you've kind of split your forces into 2. So the best teams that are able to do it are able to get a red zone garrison. Let's go ahead and change that down nice in here to red. Get a red zone garrison there, and then actually use that to attack back up, connect with some of those forces, and then from there launch back into an attack, something of that nature. That's what I want to make sure. That's where I see people, some of the teams that have been using these red zones garrisons have not been as effective as they would like because they do split their forces. The teams that use them best are able to combine with it. Go ahead.
Especially if you're in a 35v35, who's gonna spawn at that red zone garrison, because you do want to keep the pressure on the ground in front of the enemy so they don't overwhelm you. So you need to balance your forces quite well in order to get the most out of it.
Well, balancing along with realizing when there's an opportunity and then fully committing to that opportunity. I know there was a match that we actually had on Utah where it was killing you, Mono, saying, where are the jump on the red zone garrison? The attack was going good, but what is not killing us is this wait any longer. We're going to go ahead and jump into this right now by start with the game. We're loading in St. Marie Iglesia. Standing by. And we're actually going to go ahead and start first with the maps once we get in here. And everything down on the south. Let's go ahead and switch right straight over to the maps here. Mono, and I'm getting my spawn in. Perfect.
Cuenta de suplis en el norte para la recon.
All right.
Okay. Give me a second.
And so we have the maps there. And let's go ahead and get a little bit of our sound. My apologies here, guys.
Okay, so we got checkpoint, and all the points are south, which is gonna make for an interesting match. I don't like it when it's like all the sectors are in a straight line.
Why don't you like it? What? I mean, that's just smash mouth freaking forces on forces.
It's like a meat grinder thing that I don't
I love the meat grinder.
No, I like it when it's like more, it goes through the middle and then it changes, so you need to change north, south, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, these are more static.
What we were just talking a little bit with the red zone garrison is going to be a little bit different. Each one of these teams right now is in the warm-up period. What you're noticing here is 501st. They have their supply truck moved down to the south. They're actually spawning a second supply truck up on the north side. Transport down on the south. This point should favor checkpoint. We're noticing 4 tank crews up also. Mono, what are you seeing on your side?
Yeah, I see this support truck waiting here. I would have tried to go south to get to checkpoint, maybe slightly faster than going through the road, but I guess, that's all right as well.
Yeah.
They are amassing quite an amount of infantry on their transport trucks. They have basically the entire team. And look at this right here. Look at the amount of landmines around this area. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Hey,
I don't know what that is.
Don't waste your time, or don't let any time go to waste. But anyway, checkpoint is live. And as to be expected, we see the first supply truck along with the transport truck coming in from the 501st right over there. We'll go ahead and switch this back over. And checkpoint, that 3-story building, basically this is one of the very few maps on this where holding that strong point's really important. Let's go ahead and I'm going to highlight a few other things that I want to make sure we notice on this one. Is this 3-story building right up here? That's going to be clutch. And then obviously buildings right in here and these buildings there. All those are going to be clear.
You see that truck already dropping the entire team there. As
and what's
the
interesting,
Germans
that truck was fully loaded.
That
was fully loaded, and 501st came in with 5. Meanwhile, 116th came in with about a dozen or so individuals.
And there's another on the way, like, it's getting close.
Yep, and 116th is just pushing straight over there. Roche is able to get to there, Drosh quickly able to get one, but gets taken down himself. Firefight's on, but 116th just pushing straight up past the point. And that assault from 501st is now just taken out. Checkpoint 50% of the way capped. Now 501st has prioritized the north side of the point, but with that much pressure inside the strong point with the ×3 multiplier, that's not going to be enough to get the point right off the beginning. Meanwhile, what are you seeing here from the? Let's go to Mono's cam here. What are you seeing a little bit from 116th?
I think 116 the start was incredible. They already capped checkpoint basically. It's under their control. As you see the Germans trying trickling in from this glider position here. Well, they've already pushed past these buildings, and this is a great, actually, defensive area if you want to defend the checkpoint and stop the Germans from coming in. You know, this is gonna. How do you say it? It's a really hard area. There's a lot of cover. There's a lot of different ways you can get in, so it's gonna be hard for either team to push past this.
Yeah. 116th actually brought up, while you're talking there, brought up a second transport truck loaded with another 6 and just reinforcing the beginning. Oh, look at Koro here using every little bit of that bush. Is able to get down 1, saw 2 walk past him. Does he see this guy's on the other side? Ah, he finally gets him. Yeah, finally gets him. So 116th takes checkpoint and pushing over to the left. Meanwhile, 501st holding up on the north side. The question is, can 501st be able to shut down or close down from the north? And we're gonna go ahead and check a little bit of the defense side here.
Yeah, we have our first upcoming tank battle. I don't know if these guys have missed each other, but look at this. I don't know what's going on. I think the Sherman spotted the Tiger. Is he gonna try?
He did now.
He's going for it. Oh, dude, just go straight ahead and hit him from behind. And another Sherman coming in from behind. That Tiger is about to be gone. I don't know. This was extremely strange because I saw that Tiger rolling
now
in.
he's turning. Yeah, good teamwork though here by 116th. Tiger gets taken down.
Yeah, he rolled in through this field unopposed, and apparently nobody has spotted. This Sherman was right here, and he saw him roll in and did not fire. I guess not to alert the Tiger that he was here, and it worked out. And this is an incredibly good position. Look at this angle right here that the tank has to just spam some fire onto 501.
Yeah,
with some good recon, with some good spotting from their team, this could be devastating for
116th. 116th in position. Now 501st does have 2 garrisons down, and there are holding. I'm gonna go flip over here to a little bit of defense. So they're trying to hold these key, tree lines and canals and ditches. But as you said, that Sherman right there in a critical position to advance or to cover the advance of 3 men. Actually, 3 men on the south, 3 men on the north. We will see one of the 501st Explorax looking to connect here. A little AT on AT action. Scans calmly over the trench line. Gets a little bit of a shot, but actually the 3 from the other side able to clear him out. So 116th, slow and steady on their push to second point. What was not slow and steady is their multiple transport trucks and supply trucks that were able to get right up to checkpoint right off the bat. Mono, let's go ahead and take it. You got a little bit of a force going there in the backfield of checkpoint, I see, looks like.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, I was gonna check this out because I've seen tank marks prop up here. So I was gonna check that out. We do have a Sherman falling back. Where is he? There it is. To control this attack. He's gonna run into Nika here. Nikanen. Doesn't seem to be wanting to take part of this fight. He's gonna go away as 116th is trying to flank to fight against seems like a full squad here. Let's go and check that out.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep a focus on that. Meanwhile, back on defense here at Rue, 501st has got about 2 squads, right around about a dozen men back on defense. 116th's attack has stalled, as only 1 person is threatening. That armor's still in a great position, but the main action is back there at checkpoint.
Oh yeah, definitely. They have an OP here. Germans do. Just saw them spawn. And they're starting to push towards checkpoint. And there comes the Sherman. That's gonna wreck everything. He's gonna take down the OP by proximity.
Oh,
yes, he does.
And he gets the roadkill with it.
Yeah. Oof. Look at that. Oh, come on, rotate,
was that a little
rotate,
Tokyo
rotate.
drift I just saw there?
Yeah, it was. It was. Look at that. Standard tactic to deal with the AT. Just rotate and fire everything you have.
Yeah. Look, switching over to an engagement right now on 501st. We're over here right off of Rue, the second point for 501st, 4th for 116th. And we actually have these little kind of small unit tactics happening here. It was 3-on-3 down at the bottom. Now 501st is taking the advantage. MG supporting in the back while Oranger and Ojers, is coming front. Looks like actually there's an OP. So now it's 5-on-2. But remember that tank is still in the back there, throwing down some great points. Let's actually look at it once again. Same tank you were spawning earlier. And actually, we got a long distance tank engagement happening right now.
Is that between the pan? Oh, yeah, I see that.
And it looks like the Sherman using a little bit of that hay bale barricade to his advantage. All the shells, meanwhile, from the German armor has been wide. Let's go ahead and flip over.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea how this Panther is seeing the Sherman.
Well, I was gonna say it's good to have friends. The Sherman. Oh,
big
he
mistake
connects
by the Panther.
So that Sherman.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
He should have just backed away slowly to give that frontal armor a chance to glance those shots. Instead, he rotated to the right, giving the Sherman a perfect shot to the side, and ending this Panther. Is Colonel Cone here by the Panther wreckage? I think he's waiting. To get an OP. Yeah, he does have his watch out. And here he is. There we go. That's an OP behind the Panther. Up close and personal there. Yeah. I don't think he has the time correctly. Watch might have been damaged during the war.
Meanwhile, that southern push happening from 116 now is still continuing to be met with resistance from 501st. They did have an AT gun attempt to be set up there to counter that Sherman, but it was quickly destroyed. Meanwhile, favoring right now, going to 116th. Gecko connects there with Sixrog. Speedy on the other side of Juxu. He's able to connect back with him.
Yeah, Colonel Cone, I don't... Oh, he's dead, but he almost spotted one of the German garrisons for Wu.
So let's go ahead and pull up both our maps here and take a look at where everything's at.
Okay.
We'll go for a side-by-side comparison. No, not with that button, we won't. There we go. All right. That's what happens when you try to set up two streams at once. But so looking at this, you got 501st. They do have 3 garrisons down, favoring it on the north side. They've put a lot of importance over on the north side, or kind of the middle of the map for this one. They do have 1 red zone garrison right up here at E6. That's going to allow them to continue to flank down. And so far, their defense is holding. What do you have here from 116th?
116 focusing on just keeping those sectors on checkpoint. They only have like 3 garrisons. They are dropping now an airhead on Ru on C8 back there. That is so far unopposed. Seems like 501 wants to get through the north side of checkpoint.
You say it's unopposed, but we actually see this right now on 501st moving in. But 501st has actually just dropped a counter airhead right on the other side. So 2 airheads down. And so far, actually 116, first individual looking across the field here. Go ahead and keep an eye on the other engagement happening.
Yeah, there you go.
Happening back up there on the checkpoint. Defenders in mass coming out of the town center. Bodo's gonna go ahead and be prone there. That Sherman, eventually that Sherman's gonna run out of ammo. Bodo, just freaking maniac going across the field here. In fact, we actually see 501st starting to put up some defenses here. Bodo's gonna run past him. Connects on the second one.
Now there's...
We'll go ahead and switch over to Moto.
2 tanks engaging this Sherman. Oh, there we go. So here's the Sherman, and there's a Tiger and a Panther up ahead, which I'm gonna show. Oh, there you go. There's the Panther. He got shot once. that Panther's gonna get destroyed anytime as Speedy is gonna shoot him. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Look at that! That was the Tiger shooting from Rue all the way back there. Really good position on this Tiger. Extremely hard to see for the 116. And I think 501 are now full defense.
yeah, we got looking at that.
116. Yeah, 116 does have a backline attack garrison that's currently blocked. They haven't done much, I think, in terms of defense on checkpoint.
504, yeah, not too much there. I mean, 501st is going in for the long haul. You talked about that red zone garrison. There's actually one squad leader back here countering this recon player. So a little cat and mouse game going on in the backfield. Question is he going to be able to find that garrison? Looking back at Rue, so far the 116th hasn't been able to penetrate the actual compound itself, which has been their single garrison. They do got a couple garrisons on the north side for 501st, but really the focus from 116th has been on the south side. We have started to see them kind of get into the trench system. Salat down there. And actually, you talked about that Sherman going down. Tiger's still up here. Going to be providing some coverage. Ooh, artillery. I don't know how Zerg survived that one. But meanwhile, Bodo and Salat don't have any, that artillery just going straight on the point. Don't have any AT capabilities unless they do have, oh, who does have an AT capability? Speedy right there. Connects on one, actually takes him out, and Speedy clears a way for Bodo and Salat. Here comes the push now into the compound. This is what we're waiting to do. Bodo taking the lead. Are they going to be able to find that garrison? Bodo's on it. He spots it. Are they going to get a spawn wave in? No, Whitty and Bernie coming from the other side. And just like that, Rue has some cap progress going towards 116th.
Wow, that was a really good move by 116 with basically only one squad.
Yep. You had 3 coming on the backside, took down that Tiger. 3 coming on the front side. And 501st now has to be coming in from the north. That's where their remaining garrisons are. Oh, and now just look what just happened over there on the far west side of the screen. That red zone garrison is active, and in where it is at, it's immediately set up for La Prairie. 501st has to react quick.
I don't think 116 will be able to capitalize on this. They are still hung up on checkpoint as 501 is starting to fall back. I don't see them holding this for much longer unless they manage to push from checkpoint. But they do have a battle going on for checkpoint as well. Like 501 is right there on checkpoint as well, putting in some pressure. So I don't see this offensive lasting for much longer.
Correct. It was enough to freak him out, and I have to check. I actually thought that was a red zone garrison back there, but that appears to have been gone down. A nice defensive garrison goes around. It's going to help this back out, and exactly right. They're going to shut down this attack coming from the 116th. While it was well coordinated, there was not enough bodies to take advantage of it. And 501st is going to be regaining this. Bodo's still alive. Let's watch how his life ends. He knows they're going to be coming around. Checking the gate. Oh, he's feeling a little froggy. He gets 2. Delicious isn't able to get him on the backside. Oh, he does. So couldn't get the 3rd one. Bodo leading the charge. Bravely gets taken down there. And for all intents and purposes, Rue is now clear. Switching over to you, Mono. What you got happening?
We got an OP here from Salat, just spawned with Gecko and Speedy, and they have been annihilated. And Bodo here coming in for revenge. Let's see what he's able to do, but he is completely outnumbered, as you can see.
Yep. Well, and while we're here, we're actually... It looks like the 116th is going to see if they can't get the same play to happen again. So let me go ahead. One of the best things I like about this is my John Madden. So what you had in their play is really kind of focused on the south. They put an armor down here in the top bottom right that's able to give as much focus and supporting fire for the guys coming to the field. And because he's far enough away, he's really protected from a lot of different things. And then they ran this trench line, which you can see them running right now, got in the back and came in back behind this way. And using that trench line was able to come in and eventually sneak up into here. And then this other force that we see forming right over here on the right side, the timing of that was perfect to where it was only 6 guys that were able to get in there. It wasn't enough to start it, but they're setting up the exact same play again. Let's see if this time they're able to keep enough people alive, enough squads up there to be able to react to it.
Moto, by the way, has made it to Rue.
Again!
Yeah, once again. Now, he's pulling back. I guess he wants to find another garrison to destroy.
Well,
if I were him, he's using the assault raider kit with the grease gun and the satchel charge. I would have put a satchel charge right there on these buildings. Hopefully take down, whoever gets close from their team. But this guy is on an absolute roll. MVP here, right here.
Yeah. Now, see, I don't so much mind his play because we talked about timing before. And if his timing, if he doesn't think the time is there and he knows that last time they came in from the west, there was a spawn back there, I don't mind him taking a little bit of a stroll, but it didn't work out for him on this one.
Yeah, definitely, obviously prioritizing getting those spawn points instead of trying to retain the position. Speaking of which, there's a tiger right there. They seem to have an OP here. Yeah, Germans do. And that tiger has now been spotted. Great use of marks and communication by 116. They have marked every single tank that's been spotted for the rest of their team.
Well, and as those spots come in, we see the stock about to happen here. You have, we saw one AT player trying to go around side, but that infantry support, he can't go around because who's that in the backfield? Well, that's Mandalore. Manolator. We'll go with Manolator. Shuts down that, saves the Tiger for another day, but now the Tiger is actually moving up into the point. We are on the north side of Rue, looking to the southwest. That Sherman back there for 116th has just been paying dividends. But 501st. Go ahead.
Yeah, check this out. So this is the view of checkpoint. I want to remind everyone that when you're looking at my camera, that 116th is going to be on blue. You got the guides right there on the top of the screen, so pay attention to that. We previously had a situation where 501 controlled this entire northern area, and now 116 has basically driven 501 to an extremely defensive position. You can see them all there on Rue de Gambosville, as 116 basically pushing in to the point from the north, from the side, with tank support, without 501 really being able to do much. Now we have a plane there coming. Is that going to be a bombing run? No, those are 2 airheads again coming down behind Rue.
Yeah, we got 1 airhead. Actually,
see if we can,
and a supply drop.
We can see that airhead. Yeah. Let's take the perspective of the airhead.
The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Just slow falling to the ground.
Yeah. Seems like nobody's gonna catch this.
Well, and actually, there's
allies
down below. There's actually a squad leader ready to receive it, possibly provide some protection to it.
I don't see the squad leader.
Colonel Clone. Let's go ahead. I'm going to switch over to here. Colonel, right below that airhead. It's actually just towards the back behind the camera. Colonel Clone was actually in position. Did kill 1 support player. Wasn't able to get his name. Making his way to that. In fact, we actually see a rifleman coming to react out of this, but he's at a distance right now. This airhead could get a initial spawn, and I like.
Definitely is.
Yep. I like this point. Let's see, where is it? Clone, he's gonna be able to find that airhead. Not seeing it just yet, but anyway, more to follow on that airhead. Mono, switching over to you.
Yeah, seems like the airhead is still not active. Actually, it is. But, you know, waiting for a spawn. Apparently, Cone has been killed by Hiko there. Is Hiko gonna keep looking for that airhead?
I don't know. But while he's looking for that, let us keep up to date, because what is happening once again, Bodo, assault extraordinaire, is now coming from the east side of the map. Before, his points have been on the west. That airhead on the west side. Meanwhile, Bodo on the east side, a force to be reckoned with himself. He's looking to come around. Oh! And the Battle of Bodo does not go his way as Yovzis takes him down. And I apologize for slaughtering everybody's names here. Take it as a bad, you know, a mark of encouragement if I slaughter your name. I'm noticing you.
Hiko just destroyed that airhead. That's unfortunate. That was a really good airhead.
Were they able to get any spawns off of it?
Just one. Just a single dude that spawned got killed by Hiko, and now Hiko took down the airhead.
Well, that you know, at this point of the game, I mean, that would have been clutch if they were able to get that off. But great job to 501st keeping those eyes up there. You know, we did see some people start to react. They weren't able to get in there all that quickly. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and take us back over to the point that you were talking. This is the northeastern assault coming out of Checkpoint. They actually got their forward garrison, 116th got 501st forward garrison, and now is looking to create another attack avenue towards Rue. And this is going to be coming from the north side of Checkpoint. We are now looking to the southeast as approach to Rue de Gambosville. .501st trying to get back that key terrain, but now this fight's going to be putting more and more bodies into the active sector. Lucas takes down Runner, not going too far. We do see an OP spawn there in the wheat fields. Fram looking to come up. Lucas kind of senses him out. Oh, Fram's not going to wait. Takes down Lucas there. Meanwhile, we got another crease coming in directly to the east of Rue. As Bernie, Timmy, and Drosky, 3 men coming from the east. And I mean, this has just been a mark of 116th. They're hitting the point from every single direction. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of an overview here. You got 2 people onto the southwest. You got a group of 3, which used to be 4, down to the southeast. A group coming immediately from the east, a group coming from the northeast. And they're still hitting them with airheads. I mean, 116th has just kept the pressure on. Meanwhile, looking at Checkpoint, you know, they got basically about 5-6 guys back on defense, but yet do they know that 501st is 100% defense at this point. We do see him pulling up. Let's go ahead and go side by side on the map. And I updated the button here, so this should work perfectly. It does. Thank you.
It does.
We do actually see. This is interesting. You know, from the resource perspective. 501st got a little bit behind here. They're at 35 fuel. Meanwhile, you're looking at 116th over there. 594, if I read that correctly. So the armor has been an advantage towards 116th just on the engagements themselves. Now they got the resource advantage. 20th trying to get in. They're only they're generating 20 per minute now. Manpower, you still maybe 116th can get her airhead off here. They're at 79. Convert a little resource to be able to get there. Ammunition, 212 there for 501st. And then 116th has that ammunition advantage also. So this is the midpoint going towards 116th advantage as the attrition effect is happening right now on 501st. We do see actually smoke rounds being dropped right into the point. Droshi and Bernie talking about that east side push now coming in. Penetrated the back of the... Ooh! Artillery clears out too. Talking about close support. Bernie coming in there. Still no cap progress.
501 had a Tiger rolling in. but I don't know where it is anymore. Can you see it anywhere on the map? Cause
I'm watching Bernie just do dirty things. Oh, and Jux takes him down. Heiko would have, if Jux didn't get it, Heiko would have been able to get it on the backside. Looking for that tiger. I do not see one right now.
must have been taken down. There's a 75 that's been rolling around with quite some impunity all around the Gambos field without really much pressure from 501. It's just been running circles, and now it's taking a position here by which it can fire at the different buildings. And I guess it's just waiting to see, you know, get some hints maybe from their infantry to see where he needs to shoot at. As 501 is basically all hands on deck inside the strong point on Rue.
Yep. In the strong point, but not enough yet to start any cap progress. We did see an eastern push happening there.
Yeah, and this Sherman is not connecting his shots, unfortunately.
Let's see if Drosky's now going in for the assault here. 501st does have one garrison on the west side, and actually, as we say this, cap progress has initiated. Droshi takes down one inside the point. Cap progress about 5-10% now towards 116th. Horsch inside the building. Let's see if he's able to clear this out. Is he inside? Now he is. Oh,
And he's dead.
Yep. Hiko with eyes in the sky playing that shot. Also looking now to the south. Covering left, covering right. We got Wabi now coming in from the west side. Him and Runner swap down there on the bottom of your screen. Both of them quick release. Need to get back into the fight here. Cap progress about 20% towards Rue, but man, a massive spawn waves happens right there for the 116th as they shut down cap progress. But 116th really, really close. We're gonna go ahead and check on the map. They do have an attack element. Sorry, 501st does have a... Go ahead.
Yeah, 116 just dropped a bombing run in the middle of basically nowhere. And I guess it was to take down a backup garrison. They just like bombing run this the wheat field. I'm guessing they took down a garrison because otherwise it makes absolutely no sense. But I'd like to see them punish the point more, because right now those tanks just need to move in. They have two tanks. They have a 76 right there. They have a 75 on the left side of the screen, and they just need to put pressure on the point to make sure, you know, those infantries get in. It's awesome to see. Oh, there you go. You saw some lights go off at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
I really like these perspectives, seeing, you know, how effective tanks can really be, because a tank dropping HE rounds on your point is just absolutely devastating when done by something, you know, the proper way.
Horsch did have an opportunity, was able to clear out the building, but Ultimate comes down and shuts that down. So 116th get more and more consistent inside the compound here. Gecko, Bodo coming up, trying to follow Speedy's lead, but Speedy quickly gets shut down once again by Ultimate. Bodo's now going to go ahead, try his luck.
Oh, look at this, Angel. Look at this. That 76 I was talking about, look, he just shot there. You know what was here? Like
the garrison.
About 15 Germans, a garrison and an OP, and they all got destroyed by that 76. That is probably going to keep, you know, spreading some pain around here. Ooh. As the 75 finally rolls in, and this could be it for Rue and for the 501st, because they are falling back from that garrison on the north. As 116 has basically taken this position with great gameplay by both tank squads. I think they were fantastic and instrumental in dropping that garrison. And dude, I swear, you missed it for like 10 seconds when you switched, and it was a glorious shot by the 76.
Yeah, so the race is on. 501st, massive spawn wave coming in outside the point. Rue is at just approaching 50% cap, as now 501st has to fight their way from the outside in to the point. They have that immediate force coming from the north, right on the left side of your screen. Main force is going to be coming over from the west side, bottom of your screen. See if they're able to get back, but cap over 50%, approaching 70. Oh, artillery now coming on the west side, takes down one. Kirk goes down at the gateway. Cap, after 3/4 of the way done, 501st not having any luck getting into their strong point.
That 76 is still masterfully blocking the Germans from being able to get behind that house, which is a really good position to storm the rest of Rue.
Yep.
He's just destroying everyone that peeks his face around that corner.
And you know that Sherman's been mobile. He hasn't stayed in the same place for long. And just like that, Rue is now flipped. We are right at the 35-minute mark in the game. And 501st is down to their last cap.
Wow, this has been an incredible play by 116. We saw them first, trying to get some airheads behind, trying to get some garrisons behind them, and maybe assault from there. At the end of the day, it was just slowly pushing from checkpoint with two really extremely talented squads on their tanks, I think.
Yep.
Being able to punish and capitalize on that garrison kill by the 76. This is precisely the type of match that you want to see.
Well, checking out, the Prairie does have one garrison up. Commander's down to 97 supplies, so he'll get a few more supply drops. But that is our single garrison, and everybody just spawned from there. Meanwhile, 116th actually's got a force up on the north side.
They do. They have an attack garrison right on the border, quite a bit north of Prairie. Check out the map here. That's their attack garrison. They spawned. Now they have, look at this perfectly aligned set of outposts there. Into
The three
Prairie.
amigos of outposts.
Yeah, and they are being able to push in because 501 is heading east. They're not checking the north side. And let's see Solus.
Yeah, I'm good with
these
it.
usernames, man. S-Man here going into Prairie. He's using the BAR on the MG kit. Nice shot there. Very controlled with the BAR.
Yep, and
he got taken down by
501st,
Rex.
I know exactly what they're thinking. They're trying to get the quick cap, but I don't think they anticipated how much is going to be coming from on that north side from 116th.
Yeah, 116 really smart to put pressure on Prairie immediately as soon as they capped Rue. And
Yep.
now they are at Prairie already. Now all they need to do is find that garrison, maybe take position in these houses to be able to do that. And it could be, it could be really bad for 501.
We did see an initial flash right there, that then one of the attackers did go down. We got Wabi going around the back side. Is Wabi going to be able to find this out? He does fill out an OP. Connects on one, connects on two. Oh, Dolphus actually puts Wabi down on, pins him down. Wabi looking like he's going to try to bandage up a little bit. That bar paying off for him. And remember, guys, 501st is not out of this one. And granted, even if they lose this point, they're going to be back tomorrow on the same map. Let's see if Wabi's able to connects on this. Wabi gets the hat trick. 3 kills along with an OP.
Dude, every time we single one out and, talk greatly about their prowess, they immediately get killed.
It's the curse of the admin cam. It's the curse of the admin cam.
Yeah. It's incredible, man.
Yeah, so 501st, I mean, this is the semifinal match, and they're reacting. Yes, they maybe made a little bit of a mistake, but they've reacted well. Now they're going ahead and putting a defense. A defense is moving north of the point, trying to fill out where those spawns come in. Looking, we're going to go ahead and scan over here to their assault. We actually got a little bit of an offensive pressure now coming from the east side of Rue. Let's check out here, Polo, or Pollo, my apologies.
You want to do the side-by-side map? See
Yeah,
what
let's
we
go
get?
ahead and pull up our maps here. As Pollo goes down, So look at the map here. Starting on the 501st side, they have one garrison on the front side, northeast point. They have one garrison on the southwest point, running that recon over, trying to figure out what's behind them. They're going to go ahead and light up a few dots there on the backside. Meanwhile, 116th, you talked earlier about that northern garrison that launched the attack. What else do they have?
They've already set up really good around route. They had the attack garrison on E6. They do have 2 garrisons around route, one north, one south. You know, overall, pretty effective. Lots of OPs around the point, and they seem to be aware that they can't push Prairie, way too much. They do have those 3 squads committed to the attack, but I don't think they are full squads. I haven't checked. But I'd be surprised if they were.
God. Well, the other thing that we're noticing here is that actually 501st has a squad coming in now from the north side of the point. So let's actually everything right now from Rue looking calm from 116th. We do have this northern push coming in from 501st. VR Trooper, North Bird, and actually one other just their spotter gets taken down by Verberate. Nerds are looking to connect on a support player.
Discord feed
Yep,
for some reason.
yep. All right.
Don't worry about it.
All right. And we'll switch it over to you, Mono, on your camera.
Yeah, I was looking at Pájaroville here. Evil Bird, who seems to be going all the way around on route. Took out that sniper there. Hopefully, I think he could have something going on here, because if he gets around between checkpoint and route, that's actually going to be a really good approach into route that they haven't been able to open yet. I think he's trying to find their garrisons, but he's not going to have any luck here because they're not here. They are north and south of route. Yeah, he's definitely trying to see around here. Is he gonna, set an OP? Maybe get his guys to rotate, set an advanced attack garrison. I don't know, but I do like these big long flanks that open up, a totally new front into the action. You saw the sniper there. I wouldn't check. Yeah, there we go. He's looking with these binos. I would have dropped the OP by now. I don't think he's gonna have too much of a chance going up against Stalker and his squad leader there, W Lan.
Yeah, well, while you've been doing that, I've been watching a little bit of the backfield here against the 501st, and they've actually taken down 2 squad leaders trying to get in. We're right now on the immediate west, looking east of La Prairie. 2 squad leaders trying to get OPs back behind the point, and 501st is playing active defense in all 4 sectors at this point. So the quick recap did not happen. 501st is committed to the defense. Nothing really threatening behind. You do got a recon force back here on the backside of Mandalator. Might be able to connect on both of them. Not sure if he sees that they're there. Bender is bandaging, so Mandalator must have connected on one. Meanwhile, Anderson is looking to support him. Filling each other out. But, I mean, at this point for 116th, time is on your side. Pulling up the resources. 501st doesn't have any ability to generate any resources at this point. They are out of manpower. They are out of fuel. They have about 50 ammunition. It's so hard to come back at this point for 501st.
Yeah, and he managed to set it up before dying. That OP is now getting punished by 76. That's once again taking position in this part of the map. And yeah, this attack is not going to go over too well for Pájaroville and his squad, unfortunately.
Yeah. You do got the 501st looking to put some pressure on the southwest side of Rue de Gambo. But that quickly gets Prolo getting taken down as 1/16th is flanking the flank. So while 501st is going a little bit south, 1/16th is coming around a little bit further south. Wabi and Xeon both go for each other. Xeon comes on top of that contact. Meanwhile, Ogun goes around, but now Nikan swaps in. 2 and 2 right there goes 100% in favor of 501st. Nikan's looking to come out and gets Geed back on the backside, so the flank of the flank is not successful. If Xeon and Nikan are able to clear out this backside, that could be huge. Oh, huge Garrison. Not sure if Nikan saw that Garrison, but one spawn is able to come in as 1/16th has multiple Garrisons all around the point. How are you looking on the Garrisons right now, Mono? Switching over to you.
Okay, I'm on HQ because I wanted to take a look at this craziness that 116 has going on here. Let me try and find. I'm gonna ping here, which I shouldn't be doing. Okay. Okay, so they have. I can't barely see them, but they have AT mines and landmines pretty much scattered all over the place around their AT. And I think the idea here is that the AP mines will, go off and detonate the AT mines as well.
Daisy chain, if you will.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Because look at that. They have one here, one there, another one there, another one there. They're just all over the place, and I guess that's why the 501 scout team hasn't really been able to, put a dent onto 116. Yep. And also, this is the best.
I'm gonna take us up to the front line here because we have a great example of what we talked about earlier, that coordination between the infantry and the armor. And as I say that, 4 out of 6 of the infantry players go down here for 1/16th. Realizing that now, this armor is going to go ahead and move up. AP on the backside of that Sherman, using it for as much cover as he can. All right, Mono, take us back to the headquarters. What were you going to show us there?
Okay, no, sorry. We'll take you back. They've built walls around their artillery, which blocks the shots
for those snipers.
Right, for those snipers, the sniper's right there. He hasn't been able to pull off a shot here on the arty. Bit Parley has been here no problem, shooting occasionally. But look at I really liked the amount of effort they've gone at creating this entirely frustrating situation for the enemy scout, which you'd normally see them camp no problem. And look at him there. He's still trying to get a shot in apparently, but he's kind of dumbfounded. Yeah, he's looking around. He doesn't see anyone. He's not sure what's going on. But yeah, I've never seen this happen before. This amount of AP mines and AT mines, basically all around. And it did not stop them from getting a really good start of the round. So I'm guessing 116 really practiced this.
Well,
they must have really,
using every second. Yeah.
Yeah, they must have timed it and practiced it a couple of times to get it down as fast as possible. And now, are we getting some pressure on Rue? It doesn't seem so. We're only a bunch of 501s coming in from the south, not being terribly effective.
Yeah, it's been pretty much a stalemate here between Rue and La Prairie. We'll go ahead and switch over here. As 501st has backed up, they got the advantage of those 10-second headquarters spawns. They are playing the backside of La Prairie, also the front side, which you see here on the screen. But going back to your point there, 1/16th, that opening move and using every second of that warm-up period to create those critical defenses, those AP mines, the AT mines, those barricades. I wonder at what point did those actually go up?
They were up at the start of the game. So my guess is they put those up before everyone got into the transport truck that they spawned mid, relying on the transport truck south to actually get in the point with those 16 people or 12 people or whatever to get that truck to get to the point fast, as well as the support truck, and then have a slight delay, you know, maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute onto that second truck to be able to build those defenses and set up that insane amount of mines all around the point, basically blocking any tank, any scout vehicle from getting anywhere near, especially without getting spotted, you know?
Gotcha. Well, right now I'm on look. Fram's gotten 3 kills. He did have a support squad coming up with him, but Fram leading the tip of the spear right now from 501st. He's on a 3-kill streak. Looks to suppress Kyle, doesn't get him. Yadio suppresses him. Whoa, Fram goes prone, takes him down. That's a 4-kill streak. So, yeah, okay, now he's actually gonna go head down south. I like any force that tries to connect up with other players. He gets Kyle. Fram's on a 5-kill streak. He's gonna get one more coming around the backside. Does he see it? Doesn't get the doctor. Hops on the right side. Knows he never gonna fire from the same position twice. Instagram's coming up to support him. And I think they're closing in on this garrison. Oh, Fram goes down. The garrison's still up here on the south. It is not. So 501st actually getting a little advantage, or getting some a foothold here on Rue. Oh, actually they just moved the garrison back as Kyle and Vishlov spawn at it. Ultimate Runner both going for it, but they get taken down. And that foothold is quickly countered by a well-placed garrison. Checking back at La Prairie. La Prairie's actually got a little bit of cap progress. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, 116 pushing in. We got Vodo here.
There's no surprise there.
Oh, look at that! Great satchel by Bodo. He satcheled the backside of this house where there's not only an OP, but they are holed up on these houses. So we're gonna see that blow up in maybe around 10 to 10 seconds or so.
Yep, that's gonna be a huge.
Satchel charges have become one of my favorite tools in this game. There we go.
Nope.
It's gonna go blow up. Oh, there we go. That OP is gone, and everyone that was inside the house is also gone. Great move by Bodo. Great move.
And not enough to start any cap instantaneously with that satchel. But now as more people are starting to come in from the 116th, they get some cap progress, which is then shut right back down with a spawn wave coming about 501st. And 501st...
that OP is still up.
Yep.
Oh, that's too bad. If they had taken down that satchel was maybe like a meter off to be able to destroy that OP.
So, meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over here to Rue on the 501st perspective. They actually get a little bit of a penetration into the compound itself, and this southern area down here, closer and closer to this garrison, which is now taken out down there. So, actually, 501st crawling their way in to Rue, but they're going to have to deal with this Sherman. Sherman's been just loving the south side of this map on checkpoint.
We are starting to see some cap progress on Rue. Are we gonna see
Indeed.
116 here overcommit on Prairie, and maybe that's gonna allow 501st to be able to take Rue?
And, well, and look at this.
They don't seem to be leaving Prairie.
I want to highlight this. You actually have a squad, Baker squad coming in from the backside, Able coming in from the south, and then you had a force down here, Able from the west, and then you had a force coming on the south. Now, enough just happened to have a 116th get back on defense, but a 2-angle attack coming right now on the 501st. They will not go silently into the night. And 501st does have the numbers on the defense. If 116th starts committing too much on the attack, they can find themselves in a very precarious position.
Yeah, they've lost every garrison on Gambos Field at this point. They only have one attack garrison on the border on Prairie, but every single defensive garrison that they had is now gone, and 501st is pushing hard from the north into the point without, the rest of the team is still committed on Prairie. They don't seem to be falling back yet.
Well, I'm not sure if 116th realizes how much is back here on defense. Now, granted, we do see a little bit more spawns coming in. Now we're on the east side, looking immediately west. This seems to be the biggest push the 501st has had back on Rue. Nornbord and Isengrad looking to connect on the move up, gain a little bit more. He gets Opperman. Checking the corners. Newman coming on the left side. Is Isengrad going to feel this pressure coming on the other side of the building? Not, as he gets taken down by Kiwi. Let's Dark gets a response. Yada coming around. I mean, it's just 1 for 1 right now. As soon as one guy takes one out, another one's taking another one. Cap progress is going towards 501st as they got the first 10% knocked down. And more spawns coming in. We'll check it out. Here's what's interesting. They do have supplies up there in the top right corner. If Baker's able to get a garrison on that side, he's able to do this. And look out now. We're in a good old-fashioned cap race.
We are. We definitely are. And this, 116 could pay very dearly for their overcommitment on Prairie, but they are starting to cap to get Rue back.
Yeah.
And dude, both points are extremely well balanced in terms of the amount of soldiers from each side. Gamblesville, they're almost returning completely to 116.
Yeah.
As Prairie gets flooded by 501s, and they are going to. I think
maybe
they're going to reset.
Yet. Maybe not yet. I'm back here. I'm covering Prairie right now. You get multiple 501st people taking up hard cover in the buildings. Bodo, we've said his name multiple times, doesn't connect on runner. Cap progress for La Prairie has stalled on 116th as 501st is able to set it back up. Oh, Bodo looking to take out runner, but Caro takes him out. And we are 100% on La Prairie. 501st. Woo.
Yeah.
Flirting with disaster. Switch over to you, Mono.
Seems like the 501st seems to be reduced to only one squad in terms of attack here on this northern flank. Going down fast. Pajaroville is spearheading this attack. And he's the only one remaining. Let's get a closer look on him. Making sure he dies from the admin cam.
As soon as you say his name or look at him, right? It's the curse.
Yeah, he's all alone here. He's all alone. I think this attack is over. I don't think his teammates are going to be able to get back here anytime soon.
Yeah, but I mean, a critical moment right there for both teams as 501st had the initial cap progress. Meanwhile, 116th had to put up an OP right on the back or the front of La Prairie. Got into a cap situation. I feel that both teams just kind of said, hit the brakes. Let's shift down a gear. Let's get back. Let's try one more time again. Go ahead, Mono.
Yeah, definitely. Now 501st is starting to trickle in from Prairie straight into Rue without much of an opposition. There's a 76 rolling around that's stuck in some sort of fight. But he needs to get up there and start punishing those. Look at the amount of people running into Roof from Prairie without really, anything going on.
Yep, and this is what I actually want to point out here. Coming off of that engagement is actually 501st, I think, got the better map control out of it. So the attack was coming up from the south and to the north from 501st, which forced 116th back. And give credit to La Prairie defenders. Now they have actually moved up and controlled a lot of this area. Before, they weren't able to really control that wheat field. Now you see them taking another section of wheat field. this kind of continuous build from pushing the enemy back is exactly what you want to see. Give credit to the 501st for losing a little bit of the or not getting the cap, but taking the advantage and getting the map control out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I think, I don't know why 501st is doing this, but they are completely overcommitting to destroying that 76. And instead of pushing, they got it. But instead of pushing into root, the entire, I saw an entire squad fall back against that 76. I think if you're
501st on this one, you're just tired of those tanks. Yeah, at this point,
Probably,
just take out the tanks because they've been so effective this entire game for 1/16th.
Yeah, and as we see 116 try and spread north and start pushing towards Prairie and get control of that area that they lost. They still do have that attack garrison on the north side of Prairie. Nobody's using it still.
I wanted to point out right there, 1/16th Commander is in La Prairie, commanding deep in the heart of enemy territory. He is bushed up, he is map out, and he is commanding his forces.
That's actually a really good way to get a lot of cap pressure in, right?
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the commander, I think we've only saw him use bombing runs to take out backup garrisons from 501st. All bombing runs that I've seen him use have been basically in the middle of nowhere, not targeting enemy soldiers, but rather targeting spawn points or possible spawn points, is my guess.
And that's an interesting strategy because if you take out some enemies, like, yes, you got 5, 6 kills, maybe 10, 15, something crazy like that, and for a minute, and then they come back in. Using the bombing runs for known garrison locations is really, to me, like it sets it up for the long term or the immediate term.
That's the difference between taking down 6 or 10 guys versus taking out 40.
Indeed. So we are past 1 hour into this match as 501st has just dug in now on La Prairie. They did have an initial attack that happened right after they lost Rue that has they reacted to, cleared it out. They got some cap pressure back on Rue, got into a cap race on La Prairie, was able to not capitalize on the attack, but root out all those 1/16th attackers. And I mean, this has just been a slow, methodical game by 1/16th that got us into this 1-4 position.
Definitely a great performance by 116. Especially, I really think the MVPs here were the tanks. Those tanks have been just dominating this south side, and it's what eventually got them into Rue in the first place. By taking down those garrisons, by keeping the pressure on the infantry, and just being a general nuisance. And the 501st tanks have just been completely unable to deal with them.
Well, and I'm kind of scanning out because I want to point this out. And this is right now we're looking at Gecko. He actually got into the north point of the circle, but instead of going just directly into this strong point like a moth to the flame, he works his way out and waits. Sees what elder support he can come in. To me, that's a mark of a good competitive player, a good team player. He's not going to necessarily just right for the kills and the strong points. He knows the 501st is a quality team. He knows there's going to be more than just one garrison on the strong point. He's going to try to find it out. Oh, is Tempest making a move here? Hold on. This is Tempest Watch 2021. Tempest just got a kill. Commander has come out of his fighting hole, and Tempest is active.
You want something done, better do it your own.
You just gotta do it yourself. All right, guys, I'm gonna go in for this one.
There you go, yourself.
I mean, he's been laying in wait for 8 minutes. Now Tempest comes out,
and he is gonna die because we do have the admin cam on.
And as soon as we said that, he's dead. So we're gonna go ahead and now looking on the south side. The south side here for 501st was a good success for them, getting in an initial foothold on Rue. Meanwhile, they got it in a squad on the north side. Where the 116th has been able to succeed, that the 501st is struggling with, is getting that coordinated attack where you come in two at the same time. Granted, when they did get some cap progress on Rue, it was to the northeast and the northwest. But I really want to see this south side for 501st get a foothold and move forward. Melodi's trying to suppress Lucas. Smoke's out. You'll notice that a lot of these higher quality teams, they know the value of smokes, obscuring the enemy visions. Sokar covering for Melodis. Oh! One goes down. Grenade's going back out. 116 not giving him that southern warehouse.
116 now rolling again with a 76 on this south side.
We're back at your camera here. What can that 76 see?
There it is.
Oh, he's just gonna reinforce
Right there.
everything up on that south side.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
it's look at, speaking of, we talked about armor and infantry working together at the start of the game, and look at the map right now. You see this tank pushing in with the infantry, and another Sherman back there fighting against a pocket of enemy 501sts. So like textbook use of combined arms, if you will.
Now there is an
by
AT player.
116.
There's an AT player right in front of him.
Is he gonna get run over? Is he gonna
No,
get run over?
he's gonna lay low. He's gonna lay low. Just let this tank. Oh my God! It's so close. He pulls out the rocket. Let it go a little bit further. Connects on one. Go and score. Oh, look at that tank. Look at the tank smartly put his rear right into the bushes there.
Oh,
he
it's over.
He gets out. Oh, the tank's got him. They jump. Oh my gosh, some great play there. Let's go ahead and pull that up on instant replay. Score waits patiently, gets out of the tank. Then a great defensive move by the Shermans as they put their rear towards the bush. Then turn around, spot him. Both individuals get out and take him out. Wow. That is
that was a
high
great
level
play.
competitive play, both on the offensive side and the defensive side, that you just love to see.
Yeah, and now continuing with some great gameplay by this tank. Mach has gotten out to be able to repair the tank. Tank is obviously aware that there is a full squad around here, so they've taken a solid position here that's gonna enable them to punish this squad. It's gonna take out that AT gun, that AT guy struggling with the MG.
Hits the fence. Damn fences.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that tank, I mean, they were moving up with infantry. They had guys behind them. He got up there, realized that they walked into a hornet's nest, did what he needed to do and more to survive, and now back in the fight, waiting for the rest of his infantry to come up. Very smart play. And you said it earlier, I might be a little too early to call MVPs, but consistent high-level play by 116th Tankers really has been the difference of this game so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think their positioning in this south side of the map has been just excellent, and without tanks of their own, basically halfway through the match, we stopped seeing 501 being able to deploy their own tanks. These tanks are just unopposed, being able to take position, punish, secure, help their infantry. And I want to check on that eastern side of Rue, where we did have a 501 squad. Where is it? I can hear the tank. Yeah, so that's VR troopers, the remains of that squad probably. And as I mentioned earlier, there's also a Sherman right here that was supporting the defenses here. Now he's rolling in on Prairie as we see a bombing run go in. Again, targeted more at destroying garrisons than it was at destroying infantry.
Yep. And actually, let's go ahead and
Because
pull
they
up the
did
map.
have a garrison like right there, man. They had a garrison right there in the open field that for some reason nobody was being able to take down.
Let's go ahead and pull up our map side-by-side comparison here. Because I want to point out, 501st has consistently been, kind of having this long supply chain of or supply line of red zone garrisons. So they will once again be able to get a force on the backside here at Rue. The question, I want to also point out from their defense, their ring of garrisons behind the point, I think, is also clutch. Really relying, because they got no supplies coming in on supply drops. There is no trucks that can drop back in the headquarters sector for some odd reason. Developers, if you listen to this, what the fuck? So that's all teamwork. That's support players putting down supplies, keeping the garrisons up and active. And they do have enough of a line right now, I think, from the top and the south side to where if Baker's able to get a good red zone garrison right where he's at right now, at a certain point, you got to pull the goalie, you got to commit to it. But what would they be going against from your map side there, Mono?
Remember, I can't see your feet right now, so which quadrant?
Just the map, their map right now in general.
Perfect placement on garrisons around Rue, all around Rue, north, south, east, west. Some supplies back at checkpoint, some garrisons back at checkpoint in Amazon. Just optimal garrison placement in terms of 116 right here. And now they committed both tanks to the assault on Prairie, and I think they just want to go for it. They want to get this done.
Yep. So let's go ahead and look at those tanks and what committing those tanks looks like. As one Sherman there on the north of the point right now, 116th members coming across the field, looking for that Sherman to suppress the enemies well enough. We do see one 116th player in the backside. Verrate connects on one right over the wall. Let's see if Rex... Oh, look at Rex. Look at Rex on the top here. Hopped on the wall, ran it over there like a damn cat, jumped down and scratched the fuck out of Verrate. Took him out of there. But that armor now on the north side has allowed some infantry units to come in. Commander's putting down those marks.
They have 3 tanks committed on Prairie, and they are doing great because they have one solo tanker straight up in the middle of Prairie, a distance away, just punishing Prairie, nothing special. Solo tanker. They also have one tank north and one tank south, and those are 2-man squads. Being able to be a bit more mobile and getting some pressure on the reinforcements coming in from 501, from north, from south, and overall trying to push in. Once again, just fantastic gameplay by 116 in terms of tanks today.
Well, that tank now getting a little aggressive on that front line. Supported.
This is the 75 that we saw. This is Masu and Sengir. We saw them push into Gambusville, and it seems like they want to lead the charge here as well and say, come on guys, let's get it over with. Just fall back behind me.
Yeah, interesting move though, because they already got a little bit of flame on the backside of them. Meanwhile, Jinx, our defenders up here on the 3-story. Great position up here to get lines of sight both on the north side and back out of the east. They're going to be holding up as much as
that they're not going to find though.
Yep. Actually, might start to see a little... actually, it's already happening. Cap progress now, 20%. As Colonel Clone Timmy, multiple attacks coming in from the south side, which explains why that 116th got... the 76 got aggressive. Meanwhile, you hear the other roll. Another Sherman coming down from the south side, falling in right behind Timmy.
And let me see if that... Yeah, and that solo tanker is also coming in. Now, this is going to be quite interesting, because 501 is converging hard on the point. So, 116 needs to be able to get on the strong point.
Yep.
And just wait for the next 2 minutes, taking down as much 501 as they can.
Well, let me go ahead. If you guys don't see this on the map right now, you got one tank on this left side, one tank on the right. You had another one up here. Eventually went down. But what they've created is just this corridor for 1/16th to come in right from the south, which they've done. Now got to the strong point. Textbook move here by 1/16th. As we're down to 15 minutes left in, they've had solid control of the compound. 501st finds themselves sadly in a familiar position of having to fight their way into their defensive point. But we are now to 80%.
This is going to be it for 116.
Hopefully. Oh, okay. Remember, this is not it for 501st if they don't pull this one back out, because there will be another match tomorrow. But we're in the final seconds right now. That tank on the south side takes a shot, but that's going to be it. Almost all the way to the full 90 minutes, but man, we were spoiled with that match.
Yeah, this was an incredibly good match. Really good match. We saw some great plays, some great, almost back and forth. We got a cap race. We saw a great start by 116 at the start of the round. Getting troopers on the ground with both trucks. Not too much use of RD by either team, I would say. Very strategic use of bombing runs by 116 that seems to have paid off.
Yep, 1/16th, you definitely could tell that they had a strategy from the very beginning to the very end of what we saw here. They had a strategy at the beginning side of defending. You pointed out that headquarters, barricades, the AT mines, and they weren't just waiting in the trucks and BSing. They went to work as soon as the game clock started. We saw at the very end with the multiple armor moving up, creating that breach, and that call out in command chat was, "This is it, execute." Tempest created, he knew the lay of the land there, because I think he spent the last 15 minutes of the match back there in the field. But hats off to 1/16th. Now this is what's unique about this and the semifinals, and we'll repeat again in the finals. 501st is not done. They got to come back tomorrow. So Mono, if you're 501st, what adjustments do you make? Granted, it's going to be the same map, flip the sides per 501st choice, but what adjustments do you make?
I would try and prepare heavily against those armor squads. They were the defining force in this engagement. They dominated early on, and pretty much 501st couldn't do much against them. So I would definitely think about, positioning AT guns, trying to set some mines. They're going to be playing Allied, and the Allied mines are really easy to see. But if you do place them in the middle of the, like an open field, not on a road where you expect to see mines or you're looking for them, if you place them, in the hedgerows where the tank is going to cross by, I would really focus on winning the tank battle. I would keep my tanks further back, playing defensively, trying to spot the Shermans, trying to spot in this side is going to be the Axis tanks.
Yep. Spot the opposing tanks. Let's just spot the opposing tanks
and ideally shoot at them before they can shoot back at you, because those tanks were by far the defining force. The primary reason behind the defeat by 501st here.
Indeed. Well, and I think there's some slight adjustments. We saw that one battle earlier where the Sherman was going against the Panther. Was a long distance engagement. Panther was shooting a little high. Sherman was connecting. Panther looked to reposition. Instead of backing out, it went forward and to the right. Showed enough of a side. Lost a tank there.
Yeah. Those are the types of mistakes that you can't really afford to make.
Correct. If I was 501st, also one of the adjustments I went, you had checkpoint. That point favors the Germans that spawned on there, the Axis, and they didn't commit with anything more than a squad to that. They went around for map control around on the north side. You see 1/16th here. They went straight for right into the strong point. Get that first point first. And because of the resource generation advantage, it just wound up working for them. So I think if you're the 501st, put a little bit more, maybe about 2/3 of your force. Not, I mean, I think this one, maybe we saw like 20% of their force go to the strong point, flip that ratio, commit it to the midpoint.
I think we've seen a couple of teams have really bad starts. You strong point, you're going back. You can almost get back later on. The beginning, the cap race for middle is incredibly crucial in this game at this moment. To go 100%, you know, try to build up, maybe have one attack, one squad, setting up some defense. You do want 50% of your forces.
Yep. And Mono, we're losing a little bit of your Discord. We're losing a little bit of Discord, a little reverberation right there. So we'll go ahead and work on that in the post edit. But we don't need to draw this one long for out, because tomorrow, semifinals, match number 2. Check with us. We're going to have 82nd AD versus STB and Pi. Actually, I got to get off this one. Check out the first one match went. But check us again. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. Once again, this video will be posted up on Mono's YouTube stream. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.